What's up everybody, welcome back to Game Masters. Today we're going to be replacing the cluster with a JDM heads-up display cluster. And first we're going to remove the screws that are holding on the bottom of the steering column. There's a total of 4 Phillips screws, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. The ones on the back are pretty deep, so you might need a long Phillips screwdriver. With those screws removed, we're going to loosen up the cluster trim, and the bottom portion just pops off, and there are 2 Phillips screws on top. We're going to go ahead and remove the steering column clamshell. There is 6 Phillips head screws holding this in place. We're going to go ahead and remove those so we can take this clamshell off. With the clamshell removed, there's still 2 bolts holding the steering column up, so we're going to go ahead and undo that so we have enough space to take off the surrounding trim. With the trim removed, we can go ahead and disconnect the harness from the cluster and remove the sub harness as well, so we can put in the heads-up display cluster. So the heads-up display cluster is pretty straightforward. You just use the sub harness and connect it back to the factory harness and the cluster. And here I'm just making sure some of these LEDs are oriented correctly so they light up. Now I'm just testing if all the lights work on the cluster before I put everything back on, and it looks like everything lights up and works perfectly fine. And now's a time lapse of me putting everything back together. You're basically doing everything in reverse. And that's how we swap the cluster on the S13. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.